Hey, my name is Vegan Bree. It's all things vegan and cruelty free, mainly beauty. I'm a working mom. Literally, my kids are in here right now, but this is the weekend, so if you hear anything, I'm not, we don't have voices in this room. I know it looks a little spooky or a little fallish. I'm gonna get into palettes that I've been reaching for recently, like basically palettes I've been loving. This is not really a work look. I mean, I would love to wear this to work, but I'm just, it's not the most work appropriate. But these are, I don't know, I guess you could say work appropriate. I have a lot of neutral, more work appropriate shades. All right, let's do my Nomad palettes first, because that is the brand I had the most of, and that is the brand I had the most of in this video. First, this is the newest palette from Nomad. This is the Chicago Speakeasy palette. Yes, it has some colors in here, but these are actually more wearable than you would think. Like, you could wear these two, which I've been doing. All of these, honestly, you could wear for work. Even this shade, which is a multi-chrome, I'm wearing on the inner corner, but you could just slap that all over the lid, which I've done. I've done a lot of looks of this palette already. Even this shade I have as a wing. I have this parched on the lid and something else. But yeah, there's some browns in here. The green you could just use an inner corner or just skip it all together. But yeah, I think this is a good wearable work palette, even with multi-chromes. They are like impactful multi-chromes, but they're not, first of all, they're not as creamy, like a wet kind of putty formula that ends up creasing on me. Usually they do crease a teensy bit on me, but not as bad as a lot of other multi-chromes that I've tried, or also shimmers. I prefer drier, like in the middle shimmers, and not super wet, like putty. Like, that just never works well with my eyes. It just creases. Like, they're beautiful, but they crease. I'm just gonna keep it real over here, okay? Tell you what's actually happening. But yeah, it's a beautiful palette. I did a review on that. I also have a code with Nomad, which is Vegan Bree, for 10% off. And then here's a traditional warm palette, all the warms that you would need. This is like a different kind of brown. It's like a kind of like a pinky-ish brown. It's not a peach, but it's like I don't know, like it's a pinkier brown. But there are some really pretty shimmers in it. I don't know if people didn't like these. I think people that are like color lovers didn't like these travel palettes. But I really like them. This is the Abu Dhabi palette. And then I have the Oslo palette, which I also think is a good neutral palette if you like cool tones. It's more like a platinum shade and then kind of like a silver sort of slate color. These are not the most metallic shades you've ever seen in your life, but they're really nice for work. Which you don't always want something super metallic for work. You want something more subtle. But there's, like I said, cool tones, you have your deeps, you have your mid-tones, you have your lights. And then from Nomad, again, the Akavango palette. Yes, there's some greens in here, but there's also a lot of browns. So some neutrals. You could put like these two on the lid. That might be a little loud, so I mean, you could put that like on the outer corner, or it's not at all. And then this shade, which is like a marbled shade, it's like more of a gray silver. Again, I think it'd be really nice on the lid. Browns, yeah. You can even use this green as liner. I think it's a really good work palette. I use it all the time. This is the Fiji 5 Lakes, palette. And I'm wearing that. I'm wearing this and this on my lids today, my eyes today. So you might look at these and be like, oh my god, it's really loud. The blues, while blue is my favorite color in general, on my eyes, it's my least worn. And even the reds, I'm wearing red today, but I don't really wear a lot of reds. I think red is really cool as like a liner, like a dark red, or outer corner. And then these yellows though, I think are really actually nice for neutral looks. Like, or if you just want to blend out. This is probably the loudest yellow, but I still think they're wearable. And then I always love a good like mustardy kind of orangey shade. And then this I wear a lot for work. And this, I love a bright inner corner, so I don't care if it's like a colorful inner corner. And then I want to show you this brown, which is really cool. It's like a nice neutral, like perfect neutral brown. It's not too cool, it's not too warm. I don't know why more palettes don't have this. Like there's lots of neutral palettes out there, but there's not really a lot of neutral browns out there. Like it's either like warm or it's cool. There's nothing in between. So, and then I got gifted this by influencer. This is the Urban Decay Naked Metal Mania palette. Again, you can just avoid the purples, but the rest of it is neutrals, and they're really nice. This palette hasn't gotten like a lot of love. I wish I could have shown it some more love. I might do that, but there's like a true silver, a true gold, a rose gold, but again, really good. Just go to, I don't use this a lot. I probably should, but it is kind of boring. Just saying, like, there's not a lot you can do with this, at least in my opinion. I wish Urban Decay palettes need more mattes, personally. And then I've been using this palette a lot, Maneater After by Tarte. It's really nice too. There are some fun shades like the green. You can do some smoky looks. You can do some more subtle looks. These shades, I use most of them to set my eyeshadow primer. There's some rose golds. There's some metallics. There's some like sparkly shades. It's really good, just basic neutral palette with a little bit more. This I love. I've had it for 2 years. The Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette is really, really good. The only thing I'll say, which I've said before, are the shimmers are very similar, except for this one and this one. But I like the cool tones. I like that there's pinks because you don't see that in neutral palettes a lot. I like the mustard tone, more cool tones. Has a black, but yeah, it's a really good palette. Get on sale a lot. And the Maneater After Dark palette. And then this is an old favorite. This is the Tiny Marvels palette by Sydney Grace and a collaboration with Thompson, who is no longer with us, Earthside. But this palette is beautiful. As you can see, it's hip pan. I use this on my wedding day, but it is beautiful. It has some purples. Like, it's more of like a purple mauve shade, which I think is a little bit more wearable than like a bright purple. And even this is a little bit more subtle. But you have some like pastels. This is a great inner corner shade. Brow bone all over the lid. That's actually the green and mixed with the brown or the gold, but this is like a gold, a more rose gold, and then this is like a more pinkish kind of like peach. It's like an orgasm shade by NARS, not like that. Get your mind out of the gutter. Oh my god. And then, you know, some more not cooler tones, but like, you know, mid tones, and then a dark brown. But yeah, this is a great neutral palette as well. So those are the neutral palettes. Let me count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. And then I wanted to put this little baby in there. This is the Shine by SD Treasure Chest palette, pop-up Treasure Chest palette. They all look the same, right? But actually when you swatch them, they're not. And I just think these are fun pops, especially for neutral shades. Like, there's different shifts to them. I did a whole separate video on this. But I think these are really pretty for like all over the lid or like inner corner. Just something fun, something different that you don't see with like neutral palettes. And then also indie brands. Let me put some more. Of the king. Yeah, see, they're not all white, but they're really fun. Iridescents, I think, are really, really fun to do neutral looks or colorful looks, whatever you want to do. Like, I'm wearing the shade from the Nomad palette, the newest one. It's like a orange to red kind of yellow. But yeah, I think they're great for, like I said, neutral palettes, colorful palettes, whatever. Those are the 10 palettes that I reach for neutral looks, for work looks. The most. I mean, I love color, but for my kind of job in the office, I mostly wear neutral looks because it's just the kind of job that I have. You can wear colorful looks, which I used to when I worked from home more, and I wear the most eyeshadow probably out of my entire office. Maybe the whole building, I don't know. Those are the 10 palettes that I recommend, as well as that I wear the most to work and have the most work appropriate shades. So as always, stay safe, healthy, and always do something that makes you happy. And do the things that you want to do, even if you have kids, even if you don't have kids, even if you work full-time, even if you don't. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.